Komachi Onizuka. What do you think of when you think of her? I can think of two big reasons. Yeah, that sounds about right. But her giant, massive titties aside, which is why I don't get why the fandom has decided she, of all people, will have the biggest ones. I mean, there's other characters who rival her, like Kaizen? What the fuck am I talking? I'm sick, by the way, so that is obvious. I apologize. But, yeah, the fandom has decided that is what she's about. Maybe it's her outfit, maybe it's her general appearance, whatever, I don't mind. And as much as I'd like to talk about her big boinger bazongers, we're going to talk about her abilities instead. Now, she has the ability to manipulate distance. And that's why, unlike Mei Ling, she can actually afford to be lazy on her job, because she's capable of being lazy and doing her job at the same time. Because she can cross the Sansa River in like no time, because she can make either a distance, no distance, or a lot of distance. It's very vaguely worded and doesn't seem to have like any drawbacks at all, which is kind of really ridiculous. So, like, let's say you're in England, she can make Japan 1 step or 2 light years away. It's absolutely ridiculous. And now, like, when she's hunting hermits who are like immortals and running from death. Now, before we go on, despite being calling a Shinigami, Komachi isn't like the Ichigo Kurosaki, I'm gonna reap your soul kind of Shinigami. She's closer to Charon from Greek mythology, where she ferries people to the afterlife. But she does do the typical, I'm gonna reap your soul, especially when it comes to hermits. So, let's say she's after a hermit. And the hermit's like, haha, I'm over here. Well, Komachi can go, no, you're right next to me. And then they are, because that's how her ability works. Distance is a non-factor. You cannot run from Komachi. You could run, but you're not going anywhere because you're right next to her. Think of Scorpion and get over here. Except, like, she just kind of has to stand there and invoke her ability. And there's nothing you can do about that. You are absolutely, positively boned. Absolutely. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. And I know that, like, when it comes to Touhou characters, like, there's always a weakness. And I guess you could say Komachi's weakness is her very own personality, because she's lazy a lot of time. Though she takes her hunting of hermits very seriously, she, like, does not like Tenchi at all. Like, she's like, I'm gonna cut you. But, so when it comes to hunting down immortals, her ability is absolutely frightening, because she's just like, okay, I'm just gonna drag you over here, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. No matter how far you fly or how far you run, if I want you right next to me, you're going to be right next to me. And on the flip side, if she's met with an opponent who's stronger than her, she can just be like, well, I'm on the other side of the universe. What are you going to do about that? Like, there is no limit to her ability, as far as I know. It's just the manipulation of distance. So that's why I genuinely think a lot of people sleep on Komachi. They're like, she's just the lazy Shinigami with big badonkers. But, no, she's very frightening and someone you do not want to mess with. Like, okay, for example, we know she has a scythe, but she doesn't, like, really... I guess she does use it to a certain extent, but she doesn't use it like a Reaper. She kind of just uses it as an oar, really. Like, if you see when she's using the boat, she's actually using her scythe as the oar. She's, like, kind of rowing with it. That's kind of amusing. But, I think that if Komachi fought seriously with her abilities and, you know, actually fought someone like Reimu or something, she'd actually be able to win. Because the manipulation of distance... Okay, how are you going to dodge Damaku if they're right in front of you? How are you going to do that? What if she manipulates the distance so the bullet's distance from you is 0? How are you going to dodge that? The moon is now in your face because she deemed it to be so. Do you see how OP Komachi is? It is actually absurd. So yes, Komachi is actually one of the strongest characters in Touhou, and she's slept on. She's also very busty. Bustiness. Very good. Right. Right. I love that image. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye, guys.